Hi everybody, and welcome to day 11 of ICAD. For this one, it didn't turn out the way I had planned. It's not what I had envisioned, but I really like how it turned out in the end. So my idea was, there was a video Tim did, I think it was on his blog, where he stamped with his Distress Oxides, and then he took a blending foam and would smudge the ink. And he would do this with many stamps in all kinds of layers. And I've done it before, and it turned out great, and I loved it, but it did not want to work for this one. So I don't know if it was the colors I used or what it was, but it didn't work. So anyway, the stamps I used for this one, I have 4 by Tim Holtz, and they are the Professor, Grunged, Winged Things, and Oddities. And then the one that you saw by AALL Create, that one there, that one is called Botanicals. So those are all the stamps I use. And you can see that I've used Salty Ocean, Shaded Lilac, and what color is that one? Tea dye. And I went out there and used a shade of purple, and I don't like purple. Wonder if that's why I didn't like it. But I wanted to try it. Otherwise, like, what's the point in me even having the purples? Like, I'm sure it'll look nice somewhere, somehow. Someday I'll find it. Other people can make it look good, so I'm guessing I should be able to. So I'm taking a couple stamp sets. I don't know the name of this one. I just know that it's in a set of 3 and it's called set 33. Other than that, I don't know the name. It's probably called something simple like dots. See, and I'm giving that Shaded Lilac another try. I'm being fair. I'm looking for my spray bottle. My kids make fun of me because I use sign language and sound effects for things. The stories they're going to tell about me one of these days. I like to be a fly on the wall. I know they're going to make fun of me. So just going in with some oxide spray to give it some splatters and more color. I think the paper I'm using for this one is a Bristol. I'm not sure. So I don't know if that's why I didn't like it. Because I think I used a tag when I did it before and liked it. I'm not sure. But this one did not hold up well to like all the wetness. So I'm thinking it was either Bristol or just cardstock, which is not a good paper for getting very wet. Yeah, and I think the red ruined it. As much as I wanted to see that pop of red, like with the ink, I don't think it went well with the other colors. And I think I used Candied Apple, I'm not sure. Like, I love seeing pops of red, but I just don't think it went. Maybe with the purple? I don't know. Just not digging it. So I go in with more red, right? That makes sense. I decided to protect all the layers with some, I gotta go find the name of it. Distress glaze. I thought that's what it was called. Of course, I thought of it once I stood up. My mind is making sure I get little bits of activity in today. So I'm just wiping off the excess with a clean paper towel. And what this does, it prevents all the ink that you put on underneath the distress glaze. It protects it from reactivating with water, which I totally forgot when I was playing, because then, yeah, see, I tried to do this smush technique and it's like, oh, you nut, like, you put on distress glaze, that the exact point is it's going to repel. But it did stain it a little bit. But I wasn't going to get what I wanted because of the distress glaze. It just took me a while to realize it. Yeah, I really think it's the purple I'm not liking, which is not surprising. So since I finally realized that anything water-based, like, it's not going to work, or anything reactive with water, so I decided to bring out my gloss sprays in the color Marine. And I'm using the Dina Wakley Stencil Medieval Crosses. And I use this stencil a lot. Oh, and I'm just stamping the excess onto another card. And yeah, thumbs down. Didn't like it. And that's all I needed the gel plate for. But all these things, like, you know, that don't work out or that I don't like as I'm making it, in the very end, when you like what you've created, all those things that you didn't like, it ends up making what it is that you do like. Like, all those layers, they help in how it looks in the end. So even though I didn't like the purple and I didn't like how the gloss sprays turned out, I really like my card in the end, and you can see those things still. So it all works in the end. Yeah, I tried doing this, and it's an archival ink, but with it being yellow and stuff, it just didn't show up very much. I'll say I can see it more now looking at that than what I could when I had done it. And I didn't like that, so I ended up wiping it off. Pretty sure, yeah, I do. And I gotta say, that wing dude, it's an old Tim Holtz stamp. Like, it's old. Like, I don't know how old, but it's probably among his first. And I'm just now getting it, and I love it. There's not very many stamps on the set. I think there's only like 4, maybe 5, but I really don't think there's 5. It may actually only be 3 or 4. Hold on, it's right behind me, I believe. Yeah, there's only 3 stamps on the whole set, but I love it. And that dude, like, you see it on the packaging, and it's, I mean, obviously I liked it or I wouldn't have bought it, but the picture on the packaging does nothing until you actually stamp it out and you see it on paper. I don't know. It just made me like it so much more. So I tried going in first with that, it's like a greenish yellow, and I wasn't liking it. It just, no. It just was not working for me. So I end up still using that same stencil and going over the same areas, but using a red. And everything just pops once that red gets added. And I think I do a couple coats of it. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I do 2 coats. And it wasn't until I did that I finally liked the card. And yes, I do go in for another coat. I thought I did. I don't always trust my memory. I like that so much better. And where I didn't get it in the same placement, the yellow that was there before almost acts like a little bit of a shadow. So once the paint has dried, I added some lines to the left and bottom of all the numbers. It's one of my favorite things to do. So I didn't want to do a whole lot more to the card because the background was already fairly busy. So I tried adding the word dream, which is another stamp from that winged guy set. And I put some weathered wood distress embossing glaze, I think it's called. And it didn't really show up a heck of a lot. Like, you don't even notice it on the card. It's only if the light reflects off it you see something shiny, but you can't really tell what it is. So really wasn't necessary. And then I take my card to the sewing machine and I just stitch around the whole entire card, and that's how I attach the wing dude to my card. And that is it for my day 11. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.